In what only can be described as an insane case of whiplash, Henry Cavill, previously in as Superman at the end of Black Adam, has now announced he's out as Superman. So, James Gunn has also chimed in on that. Well, it seems like only yesterday we watched the Black Adam film, and then very end, boom, Henry Cavill shows up as Superman. You get goosebumps. You're all excited. Week later, Henry Cavill makes the official announcement he is back as the man in blue tights, and everyone is happy and excited. Also, kind of around the same time, we get news that Gunn and Safran are got their plan for the future of DC. They got to present it to the top exec. Life is good. And then we wake up today and we have this. The British actor Henry Cavill said he will no longer be donning the red cape as Superman in the DC Comics Extended Cinematic Universe. On Instagram, Cavill explained he had a meeting with filmmaker James Gunn and British film producer Peter Safran, who in October were named co-chairman and co-chief executives of DC2. Okay, so he says, I will, after all, not be returning as Superman. Cavill wrote, after being told by the studio to announce my return back in October, prior to their hire, this news isn't the easiest, but that's life. The changing of the guard is something that happens. I respect that. Superman is still around. Everything he stands for still exists. And the examples he sets for us are still there. My turn to wear the tights has passed. But what Superman stands for never will. It's been a fun ride with you all, onwards and upwards. Inspiring words there by Mr. Cavill, obviously taking the news as a professional, as he always does. Then, stating the spirit and idea of Superman lives on. There is a bit of an argument with that, considering today's current crop of young writers and young people, because obviously Superman stood for an idealized version of something to ascribe to. You want to be Superman. You want to work hard to try to emulate him, and you want to be a better person so that you emulate his strength of character and everything else. And that seems to have gone the way of the dodo these days. But nonetheless, I digress. Back to the matter at hand. It wasn't enough merely for that statement to come out. James Gunn himself decided to chime in and weigh in on this monumental change. All right, so the article goes on to say Gunn took to social media Wednesday, tweeting that him and Safran have a DC slate ready to go, which we couldn't be more over the moon about. We will be able to share some exciting information about our first projects at the beginning of the new year. Okay, great. Among those on the slate is Superman. In the initial stages, our story will be focusing on an earlier part of Superman's life. So the character will not be played by Henry Cavill. So he started to answer some questions and said, among other things, that this would not be an origin movie either. So what's this all mean? Well, it basically is kind of what we thought. That, Warner just have no clue, or had no clue, from DC, about what to do with their cinematic universe. Obviously, the reports were out there and confirmed that it took Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, begging and pleading for Superman Henry Cavill version to come back at the end of his film. And, the studio execs conceded and allowed it to happen. And I honestly believe it was for no other reason than The Rock asked for it. Like, there was no plan, right? And then they were like, oh, well, I guess he's back. Yeah, we could maybe do another movie. I don't know. Fans seem to like it, whatever. Then Gunn and Safran get hired. They come up with their grandiose plans that either don't know or don't care about the return. I can't imagine they don't know. So apparently they don't care. And they're like, nah, we're doing our own thing. We're doing young Superman. Now, this strikes me as odd on a couple different levels. It strikes me as almost like the studio execs kind of just cut him a blank check, do what you want to do. or Gunn and Safran are kind of not operating from a business standpoint. That is to say, it was, I mean, you couldn't check anywhere, any social media platform, anybody, friends, fans you talk to, and not realize that they were very excited about Henry Cavill returning as Superman. He has been a tremendous Superman, physicality and acting wise. He's just been giving shit scripts. Theory dictates that he would be given now good scripts with, Gunn overseeing everything. No guarantee of that, but at least the potentiality is there. But the most important to these studio execs, and what should be important to Gunn and Safran, is he's money. You've got the one property that people like to go see in DC movies standing there. They don't like to go see him in bad DC movies, but they like to see him. And no, we're not going to do that. We're going to go with the younger Superman. And the only complete speculation and disturbing aspect of this, I don't see James Gunn going in this direction. I don't know anything about Safran, but if they decide to go the route of a young Superman or a version of him from the comic books, and they decide to go with, God forbid, the gay Superman, or bi Superman, whatever the hell, I don't care. It will be disaster. It will be the end of DC films as we know it. So fingers crossed they don't go that route, but after reading that from James Gunn, I seriously have massive reservations. So I'm probably overreacting. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Please, also, while you're here, real quick, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button, give the video a like.